competing for the $10,000 grand prize are Gary Casey of Pittsburgh, who qualified with a 4.62. Gary Carrington of Plastow, New Hampshire, who qualified with a 4.51. Tom Osta of Sturbridge, who qualified with a 4.48. Joe Tavernese of Lynn, who qualified with a 4.40. And Paul Berger of Hopedale, who qualified with a 4.27. Everybody, welcome. It really is the 16th, and it's going to be different this time, just a little. We're going to have a stepladder format. To win the $10,000 first prize, which will go to the first place, then it will start out with number 5 going against number 4. The winner of that will then meet number 3. Each of these will be single strings. The winner of that will face number 2. And after we have established a winner out of these 4, then Gary Casey, who is top seed, will face that man in a 2-string championship for $10,000 first prize, $5,000 second prize, $2,500 third prize, $1,500 fourth prize, and $1,000 to fifth place winner. And each of our bowlers tonight will receive a handsome trophy. It'll be coming from the Ace Trophy Company of Boston. All right, we have a young man here who I think you've seen once or twice on bowling when I'm not doing it on Channel 5, Mr. Ed Harding, and I guess you have prepared a little something about our number top seed, huh? All this is for you?
All, yeah, I know, really. But first of all, I want to thank you for calling me young.
Well, at my age,
16 of these things we've done, huh?
How
You've done.
Uh-huh.
This is the third one I've done, and by far this is the largest crowd that I've seen. So we want to thank you all for showing up here live. You guys are great. Don has outlined exactly who will be bowling for us today and what type of format we'll be using. And with all due respect to all of the bowlers, there has been a remarkable run late in Don's show, the Candlepin Singles Show. A remarkable run by a bowler by the name of Gary Casey. If you haven't been with us, it has really been terrific. And if you haven't been, we've prepared something to bring you up to date on Gary Casey, so take a look.
Gary started his role last week. From the very beginning, it seemed as though he was on a mission. In the 10th box of the first string, his first ball, a strike. His second ball, a strike. All that was left was to cap it.
And now, you know what this one means if he gets it. He did! He did it! $1,000 for 3 in a row!
His 3-string total last week was 369, but that was to be only a mere warm-up of what was to come earlier today. He started hot, a 136 first string, followed by a 138 second string. But going into the third, he still needed to roll a 152 just in order to qualify for this show. He started slowly with a couple of 10s and a strike, but then he really starts to cook. First, a pair of spares in the 4th and 5th boxes, then a couple of strikes in the 6th and 7th, followed by another pair of spares in the 8th and 9th. That brings us to the 10th box.
And he has a strike. 2 more bonus balls to go. And another. Wow. 182. And how many more did he get? He got 6 more. 462. Wow. Wow. Aren't you glad you watched today?
Isn't that terrific? It was a great run for him. And again, we mentioned, with all due respect to what the guys have done, Gary's done great. And it's kind of funny, Don, because as we were airing that, he's trying to hide in the middle of all these people here. And he has a great tan, but he's still blushing. Not only was he able to qualify for this show off of what he's done, but he's vaulted all the way to the #1 seed. So it was a terrific run. Gary, congratulations.
Think you want to paper this?
Who's that man over there?
Well, we want to bring in another fellow who knows the pressure of bowling under these lights and bowling in this tournament. Dick O'Connell, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be with us again.
Glad to be back with you two gentlemen.
Look at this with the tie and the suit and the whole works, huh?
You're going to make me blush.
We're used to seeing him out there like that, huh?
Right.
Right.
I think he'd rather be there, wouldn't you?
That's for sure.
Well, I'll tell you, we are the three voices that you will be hearing. However, we are not the stars. These are the stars, and we'll get to them right after this.
This live Candlepin Bowling Championship is brought to you in part by Cotter True Value.
Little pressure, Dick, huh, when it's a one-stringer?
The very first two balls are the toughest two balls that you can throw, you know. Once you get started and you get on a roll, then you usually get going.
Oh, what's a nice pickup, huh?
Paul got started a little bit earlier. Paul's a veteran of the show. He's been in this position before.
And he's done well. He usually qualifies with not the biggest score, and then he sweats it out and sweats it out and sweats it out.
And ends up bowling all night.
Just missed.
I think the format is a little bit fairer for all the bowlers now. It makes it more interesting.
Good start. Now Joe Tyrese of Lynn. And I think there are a few folks from Lynn who are here. Just a few.
Sounds like there's a few boys from Lynn here.
Joe's got a tougher one to try to convert. It's 3 pins, but he, as you can see, has 5, 6, and 10 with a piece of wood right in front of, on an angle, the 6-pin.
The right-hand wood, if he plays it just above the line, he may get some action off the wall.
Let's see if he can get that. He got the action off the wall, but
Didn't quite take out the 10-pin.
10-pin didn't go. All right, it's a 10.
Don Riley is going to help us
Yeah.
keep the alleys clean of pins. Joe qualified, by the way, with a 440, and Paul did with a 427.
Don Riley is our live line judge, and that's because our good friend Ralph Stewart is at home recovering from emergency gallbladder surgery, and all of us are anxious to have him get back, and we want you back nice and healthy. Joe Tyrese leaves the 4 horsemen right side. How do you like to play this, Dick?
I like to shoot him in between, right in between the 1 and 3.
1 and 3.
Just like that.
All right, Paul Berger coming up.
Joe made that look easy.
Yes, he did. It was like a clinic. Paul got released that ball just a little too soon.
Now, Paul's shot here would be just the opposite.
Yeah.
You want to go in the 1-2.
1-2. And he did it.
I'll tell you what, if there are butterflies, they are certainly not appearing.
No, I think they're gone now. Now this started.
That's one of the most disappointing leaves, obviously, because you want to hit the head pin, but you want to hit it on either side.
Oh, certainly. I mean, that really takes the wind right out of it.
Oh, he almost pulled it off.
Beautiful shot.
What a great clear out, huh?
To get a 10 out of a spread eagle like that is, you know, is a good box.
And he did.
It's a good box.
So Paul has 50 through 4. Joe is working on a spare. This will be the fill. Oh, what a fill!
Perfect strike. Perfect strike.
I suspect we're going to see some high scores here tonight. This is a very good scoring bowling alley.
On the first ball, he gets 6.
His ball breaks in there nice, so He goes in the pocket again. He should carry.
Wow, are we seeing shots being made?
That's a crackerjack start, and not only that, it's 3 marks in a row. So we're looking at that already.
Well, it's going to go right at that front one.
The bonus money is the same, in case you're wondering, as our regular show. 3 marks in a row, yes. $50 in bonus money. And Paul almost pulled it off.
Didn't quite catch it.
I think the amazing thing as you watch this type of bowling, when you consider the pressure and the live audience and the television audience and the fact that it's only one string, and yet they're doing it almost like a clinic.